tips on how I grew my hair out to be longer than it's ever been in my entire life. Growing up, my hair was pressed when I was much younger, and then when I got to about, I believe 7 or 10, I got my first perm, and it remained permed until I left college. Since my hair had been straightened or permed for so long, I didn't know what my natural hair looked like. So after I graduated college and I had been wearing braids forever, that when I finally took the braids out, I just was curious to see what my natural hair looked like. And like I've mentioned in one of my past videos, I was nearly in tears. I definitely welled up when I saw the texture of my hair, and I was so surprised that it was so beautiful and that I had missed out on it for so long. For many reasons, you know, whether it was media or people around me, I was told that my hair was not beautiful. Sometimes flat out that it was bad, or just indirectly. And in that experience, I didn't understand how to care for my hair properly in its natural state. I don't believe I did even a great job when it was in its perm state, just because I just had no idea how to care for my hair. Through trial and error and some YouTube, I learned how to take care of my hair well and get it to thrive and grow and retain length. The texture of my hair is very curly. They're very tight spirals. And with that hair texture, that type, I don't really get into hair typing, but I guess a lot of people would call my hair 4C, or I would even say 4D. My curls are super tight. When it's wet, it shrinks to maybe 1/4 of its length, and maybe even less, I feel like. I can get my hair really tiny if I wet it and just pat it. It gets really small. Some of the things that have helped me majorly, and hopefully will help you retain length in the future, is moisture. One of the things that I've learned in caring for my hair is I have to moisturize often, at the very least once or twice a week. Even if I'm not cleansing it, I have to apply water to my hair and seal it. Moisture is the key ingredient, I believe, in helping any of us maintain length. It keeps our hair supple and moist and flexible, because if it's dry, then it's going to break off. And the main thing that I use to seal my hair is shea butter. That, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I could survive without shea butter, but my hair absolutely loves shea butter. It helps me to maintain moisture. For some people, shea butter is too heavy, and that's fine. You can maybe use something like coconut oil or olive oil, but I always have to seal my hair with something like a heavier product than, say, creamy product. Some people are fine with creams, and I also used to use a cream, but I'm finding that I'm going back to my bare basics, which is shea butter and water. Those are two of the main things that have helped me retain length in my hair journey. Another thing that has helped me to retain length is the way that I detangle my hair. I don't use combs. I probably use combs maybe twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. If that, I generally find that finger detangling has been very helpful for me, because with the comb, it's so hard. I don't know if I'm gonna run across a knot unless I'm in a mirror, or even sometimes if I'm not in a mirror. I just need to be able to feel the texture of my hair, because I find with my fingers I can feel every tangle, and or when the tangle is starting, and I can stop in my tracks and say, okay, this is how I'm gonna go about it. Whereas with the comb, if I'm combing through it, I don't know if I'm going to run into a snag, or if that section is potentially going to tangle up and I can avoid it. So I find that I avoid tangles and knots far more than I did with a comb. For the longest time, couldn't understand why my hair would reach one length and would just never go beyond that. My hair was short. If I get a chance, I'll insert some pictures, but my hair stayed the same length for years, and I really didn't pay much attention to it because I never really thought about retaining length. I knew I would love for it to have grown out, but I never took a full stop to see, hey, my hair is not really growing beyond this length. But when I did, I noticed, okay, what am I doing? What could I do differently? How could I take care of my hair better? And what I realized what I was doing is, one, I was pulling it out a lot. Just being in the mindset of having it permed, I thought I should be able to just comb through it, when it doesn't work like that at all. My hair is very tightly curled, so combing through it just leisurely is not an option for me, and I'm totally fine with that. For the longest time, I didn't understand that that is not a normal practice for my type of hair, or the way that my hair curls. Those are some of the top 3 things that have helped me retain length in my hair. I'd say A tight fourth would be I don't let my hair revert to its entirely natural state. I keep it somewhat stretched through braids or twists, large twists. A lot of times I'll have my hair in 2 jumbo braids pent back, or I'll do 4 braids. It just really depends on what is going on during the week for me. But I generally keep it semi-stretched. I wouldn't even say semi-stretched, just natural, just braided, and however it stretches in that process, then that's how I'd wear it. Just like this hairstyle that I'm wearing now, I rarely ever wear my hair like this. I'd say maybe once or twice a month. I generally don't wear my hair out and down because I found that it doesn't work for me. And I know for some people it's like, what's the point in having, you know, long gorgeous hair if you don't really wear it out, or you don't really style it and you don't do much to it. For me, it's not a big deal. I actually like my hair up. Plus I have 2 really small children, and my little baby, she loves pulling on my hair. She thinks it is hilarious. Just having my hair out flowing doesn't really work for me. I find that it gets in my way. So I mean, I love having long hair, and I love having I love the options that I have with my longer hair for styling. I don't feel like I'm missing out because I can't wear it down. So yeah, so when I do get to wear it out, I love it. I think it's fun and it's pretty, but it doesn't bother me if I don't get to wear it out as often. So I find if I wear my hair out a lot, then it feels brittle and dry, which can lead to, of course, damage and breakage, which I don't want. Those are some of the things that have helped me maintain moisture every week, at least once, with water and sealing it. And what you use for your sealant, you probably have to figure that out and see what works for you at the end of the week to see if your hair feels really brittle and dry at the end. If it feels pretty dry after you take it down, then you may have to use something heavier like a shea butter. So, which brings me to my second thing that helps me maintain length, which is shea butter for sealing in that moisture that I just mentioned. Third is how I detangle. I finger detangle. I don't use combs or picks or brushes or any things of that nature. I can detangle it while it's somewhat damp or dry. I try not to let it get too dry. That is breaking off and cracking off into my hands as I'm detangling it. I generally don't detangle in the shower. Sometimes I'm just, you know, feeling around to see if I can find any knots or anything that I can work out. But I like to detangle before I wash it, just so there's a lot less tangles for me to deal with later. Also, when I detangle my hair, I don't worry about getting it completely detangled, like comb through ready. My hair doesn't do that. I'm fine with that. It'll never do that because it's just so curly that by the time I come out the section, there's some other tangles already forming and happening. So it's not a big deal to me to have it completely detangled and combed through. Depending, you know, if I do a style that requires it to be a lot less detangled, then I will apply a little bit of heat with a blow dryer and blow it out. But again, that rarely ever happens. I rarely blow dry it. I did get to a point where I was blowing it out a little bit more, tension drying it, but I haven't done that in probably almost a year now, which I'm headed to DC for the weekend, so I may actually blow it out, and if I get to do that, I will record a video and share my tension drying method. The last thing that helped me retain length is how I style my hair when it's not down, which is in large braids or just something like protective styles. I keep it protected. I don't wear it out. Those are some of the things that have helped me retain length. I hope this information is helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.